What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday evening, Waiver Wire Eve. How you guys doing tonight? We have both the Jacobs in again. And Jacob, the other Jacob, we missed you last night. Big T's in here, Inceptivus. Hoping for should be a fun stream tonight. Let me post on my Insta really quickly with this notification that we're on here. But Yui is also here. How you doing? Yo, did people have a chance to look at the week 12 waiver wire video? More importantly, aside from the fantastic content, did anyone see that nice thumbnail? If anyone hasn't looked at the thumbnail yet, take a look and let me know what you think. Favorite food, Big T? I don't know. I feel like it goes in waves, but I'm definitely a huge wings guy. Anyone here a big wings person? Davis, what's up? Davis, you're home for Thanksgiving now, right? How was your travels? You thought it was funny? Good. Listen, We were talking last night a little bit about trying to create these YouTube shorts and, you know, trying to be funny. So I'm glad some people liked it. What sauce on the wings? Oh, that's tough. You can't really go wrong with normal buffalo. I do like a dry rub, but honestly, since I've come to LA, I haven't really had any good wings just yet. Sorry guys, let me post on here really quickly. I haven't had any good wings in LA, and I don't think they're really known for wings, obviously, right? But there are a few places back in the Midwest that I really like that does some really nice spicy dry rubs that I like, but I like a mix. I don't know if people ever had it, but Wings Over, they're a chain and they're sort of all over the place, but they usually have a decent amount of like varieties. So I'm a big fan of varieties, some wet, some dry, you know, all the good stuff. Davis says, we gotta go bone in here, Burke. Bone in, real wings. What do you think? Davis, that's good. Fiance's family? Where are you guys at right now? You don't have to give us the exact city, but I'm kind of curious where you guys travel to. Yeah, I guess chat for anyone who's a wings person. 1 for boned in, 2 for boned out, boneless. I know Big T, the cat's kind of tweaking a little bit right now. Jackie, not all the way till waivers. We're probably gonna be on here for about an hour and a half, depending on you know, where we are at with sort of the chat, and then we'll come back on at about 11 p.m. Pacific to do a little waiver wire camping. Boneless, really? Inceptivus and Big T say boneless. Okay. We're in Staunton, Virginia. Nice. Okay. How far was your travel? And did you guys drive or fly? That's good to hear that you guys made it and, you know, made it safely there. I know traveling can be a little tough right now. Break says bone-in are real wings, but boneless is pretty good. Yeah, I actually don't mind either. I think because of the fact that I haven't had it in a while, I'm craving more bone-in than boneless. What's the debate over wings? Yeah, we are. We're trying to decide if bone-in or boneless is better. We drove from Virginia, so okay, so that's not bad. Inceptivus once swallowed a bone. That's not good. Jacob, there we go. There's some love for bone-in. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I need to find something. I feel like the only wings I've had here are like from Wingstop, which are all right, but I accidentally got the boneless one, so that was you know, I really wanted bone in that day, so that was a big rip for me. All right, so we're getting some questions now. Should I pick up Henry's handcuff? So I guess my question to you is, Yui, who is the handcuff, right? Is it Nichols or is it Foreman? Because we don't really know who the handcuff is. And honestly, I don't think Henry really has an injury history at all, right? So it's always a good stash, right? I talked about McNichols a few weeks ago, but I mean, obviously an injury can happen to anybody. It's definitely a very deep stash if you do. And again, what is Burke said, we don't really know who the clear handcuff is, and 100% agree with that. Thoughts on Latavius? I think he always has a little bit of a backup value, in that, you know, he'd be a great handcuff, but he's also, he has some value as that RB2, right? There's definitely a few scenarios in the league where the backup running back will have a little bit of a floor, even when the starter is in. I don't think he's a league winner. I don't think you can expect him. You can really comfortably start him unless you literally don't have any wide receivers and you need to, in which case go for it. But you know, he's not going to be the feature back anytime soon. Davis says bone-in and boneless have their place. Oh, for sure. I agree. You know, I think at home, you know, if you just get stuff from literally just if you have like frozen stuff, I probably prefer boneless. It's easier just to cook up and it doesn't taste, you know, I feel like you have to like do bone-in well, right? You have to like cook it well. I haven't had bone-in wings that I really like that's frozen. Big T says, let's see, is it too early? No, you guys can ask starts the questions. I will, like, to anyone who hasn't heard the spiel, I do my homework on start sit tomorrow into Thursday, and we talk about it a little bit more on Thursday's stream, which could be tomorrow night's stream, right? But you know, I'll look at it based off of the matchups, and I'll be able to give you a pretty confident answer, but it's not going to be my final answer because I haven't done that research just yet. It says Darrington Evans came back from Ira, so I don't know. Should I pick up who is Darrington Evans? Am I just like missing? Was plays on after missing Wednesday? Oh, he's running back for the Titans. I don't know much about him. I don't know if he's gonna be that relevant. Evans was initial Henry handcuff. Yeah, I mean, based on the uncertainty that we all have, don't we expect it to maybe be some sort of running back by committee? I don't know if anyone has more light to shed on it, but I feel like it's been a split, and I don't think there's a clear handcuff, unfortunately. Big T says Mark Andrews or TJ Hawkinson this week. I know Mark Andrews did well and TJ Hawkinson didn't do as well, but like TJ Hawkinson is still gonna be that safe play every week, so I probably prefer him like week to week, honestly. Ben Malpelli, I was up 19 and lost because of Cooper. Yeah, that's crazy. What did he get, like 10, 11 receptions plus a handful of yards? That's crazy that both him and Woods surpassed that double digits reception. Red Robin's boneless is great. That's interesting. Okay, maybe I'll have to check it out when like things go back to normal. I know, I feel like the only time I've been to Red Robin's was for their bottomless fries. I don't know if they still do that, but yeah, I feel like that's what I remember them for, burgers and bottomless fry. Kashif says, is giving Clyde and Allen Robinson for Henry and PPR too much? Not necessarily, right? Kashif, if you're okay at wide receiver, I don't think that's bad at all. Henry has a really tasty playoff schedule, and I think this is his last week where he really has a tough matchup because he's going to be playing the Colts again, and like he did well, right? He got like 103 yards, no touchdowns last time. But I would do that if I were you. Henry's more of a for sure running back than Clyde, and if you're okay at wide receiver, Kashif, I would do that. Jacob says Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert won me my league. Yeah, no, that's a great duel this week. Those two, Russ to DK, Rodgers to Adams, all really good quarterback to wide receiver connections. Jackie says, what's getting me to panic so much is that everyone in my league already pre-cut someone to open a... don't worry. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Hey, if you have a good roster, like, don't do what they're doing, you know, just to do it. David says, Taysom Hill won me my weekend title. Yeah, so anyone who's in ESPN that played Taysom, you could technically roll with him this week, right? My big thing is I want to swap out Tannehill for Josh Allen. I'm pretty sure you could still play your lineup from last week with Taysom Hill still in the tight end spot, unless ESPN fixes it. But as of right now, if I keep my lineup from last week with Taysom Hill in the slot or in the tight end, he's still able to play. So it's kind of wild. Inceptivist says start 2, AB, Deontay Johnson, Devontae Parker. Out of those, I like AB and Deontay Johnson the most. They're a little bit more consistent for me. AB's been getting targets. He's been getting a lot of targets. I think he's averaged like over 8 targets per game, so the touchdown's gonna come, but I really like AB as a pretty solid play. Marlo says, sup Daniel, I know the start set questions are tough now, but try to bench one of these. Devontae Diggs, Hopkins, or Michael Thomas. Out of those, I'd probably bench Hopkins or Michael Thomas. Hopkins, honestly, is probably someone who I had the least faith in, but that's like tough, right? Because you're literally, I mean, I don't know how you have all 4 of those guys. But Hopkins is a little bit tough. Let me see who they play. Arizona. They play the Patriots too, right? So you have Stephon Gilmore there. Maybe him, but maybe I would say probably him or Thomas, I would say. I don't think you bench Adams or Diggs at all. Since when is Henry potentially out? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about Henry unless chat you guys know about something with Henry. David says, I agree about frozen boneless being the only good frozen wings though, for sure. Yeah, no, it can definitely be good. I think my issue is that the one time that I really wanted to have wings, I actually ordered boneless, and this is after like a year and a half of not having wings, and I was super disappointed. But hey, no, I don't mind boneless at all. Browns fan says, hey, JT, Zeke, and DJ Moore all seem to bounce back this week. Should I be confident in the rest of the season? I think the confidence is there, right? I think those are all really good guys to have. DJ Moore is stepping it up. I would probably feel the least confident in DJ Moore, but they're trending up, right? I don't think I can say like they're gonna be consistent double digits for you every single week, especially, you know, with J. I mean, here's the thing: JT got hot and he was able to go, so they play him. Zeke, they play one of the worst defenses in the league that, you know, was named the Cowboys, so he had a really good game. I think there's still gonna be struggles, but it's definitely trending upwards. Jacob Sodini says, who do you like better rest of the season between Kupp, Ridley, Deontay Johnson? I feel like so if Julio's injured, I like Ridley the most. If Deontay Johnson can stay healthiest, I like him the most. Kupp is gonna be that not too sexy, but super consistent kind of guy for you. Deontay Johnson's honestly on the best offense, right? So maybe him if he stays healthy. But like I said, if Julio's gonna be wobbled up, I really like Ridley for the rest of the season. I mean, Ridley started the year #1 wide receiver for weeks, right? So I think he continues to do that, especially if Julio's out of the equation. Don Blessings, what's up, my man? Twisted Visions, hey, do I start David Montgomery or Claypool my flex? My top 2 wide receivers. Montgomery plays the Packers, right? Montgomery has a good matchup. I still like Chase Claypool a little bit here. Yui says, I have Aaron Jones, J-Rob, and had Mixon at flex. I'm looking for RB with upside from waivers. Yeah, so let's pull up that list I had today, right? If you want someone with upside, that if you need to start somebody, I mean, go with Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is going to be the #1 guy this week. Gus Edwards or Wayne Gallman. If Wayne Gallman's somehow still available, go grab him because he's pretty much guaranteed to get a touchdown every week from what we've seen so far, right? Don says, you believe they changed about Taysom? Maybe, right? I know they updated it today, but when I looked a few hours ago, I was able to keep my same lineup. It didn't tell me I couldn't unless I tried to change, so I don't know. Let's see. Inceptivist says, should I worry about Andrew's injury this week starting him? What did he have? Was it something small or? He's tending to a thigh injury. He limited walkthrough. And I mean, I know there's issues with COVID. I don't think it doesn't sound like he's affected yet, but it's hard to say right now. We'll just have to give it another day or two and see what I mean, I guess give it another day, right? We'll know by tomorrow if he's going to be good or not. Jackie says, I'm thinking of starting Fuller, Cooks, and Jefferson while benching Claypool and A-Rob, Ray or Nay. I think it's okay, but I don't know that I would. I always like Jackie, I like to diversify, right? So while Cooks and Fuller can very well have good games for you, I would probably start Claypool or A-Rob just to diversify things. They should put up double digits for you every week, right? But what if something happens to the Texans? Maybe Deshaun Watson gets injured and both of them are kind of duds for the day, right? I don't think it's worth, you have good enough wide receivers for your bench that you don't really need to risk playing 2 guys from the same team. Jake R, should I trade Hopkins and Connors for Cook? Full PPR, other wide receivers. Are you talking about Dake? Are you talking about Dalvin Cook or Brandon Cooks? Either one of those. Yeah, which one? Which one of those? Let's see. David says, I have easy matchups next 2 weeks, but for playoffs and major stashes I can pick up before. Any major stashes I can pick up before playoffs besides defenses. Yeah, so, one guy that I think is someone good to think about is maybe Rashad Penny. He's sort of been under the radar, right? So we don't know what he's going to be like. Otherwise, I guess, Dave, is there a particular position that you need, or is there a particular position that you're looking for? Kalen says start 2 at receiver, 1 at flex. Flex 1. Start 2 at receiver, 1 at flex, 1 RB. Austin Eckler, Michael Thomas, Tyler Lockett, Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Boyd, Damian Harris. I would probably go JT, Zeke. Oh, actually, if Eckler's back this week, I think you could probably be okay with starting him, right? So I'd say Eckler and maybe
Zeke or JT, and then Thomas and Diggs. Jacob says, how do you feel about Kamara? Yeah, that was a strange, I mean, we saw his floor last week was still like getting double-digit points. I think he's fine. You know, he might not produce running back 1 numbers every single week, but it's not someone that you can drop. Or sorry, it's not something that you can bench or worry about. You just have to start him. I think he gets involved a little bit more, but it was surprising because I think it was the first time that he hasn't gotten a reception in a game ever. Brown Chaz, what's up, man? Welcome. David says, sorry if you said this already, but I missed it. What do you think about Higgins and Boyd without Burrow? Not good, obviously, but I think Higgins actually led in targets. Yeah. We'll have to see a little bit more of Finley. I don't really know much about Ryan Finley, right? I think they'll still be able to produce, but their stock definitely dropped. You can't do much about this at this point because it's not like you can really trade either of them, so just kind of hold. There's a good chance that if the running game doesn't get going, Finley just really forces both Boyd and Higgins the ball, so you have to hold it. Like, you're cornered right now, right? You have to hold and just hope for the best. Jay Carson says Devin Cook. So if you're trading Hopkins and Connor for Cook, that means all you have left is Amari, Mike Evans, and Pittman. I mean, I like Cook a lot, right? Jake, I think your wide receivers are a little rough afterwards. So I don't know if you have enough wide receiver depth to give that up. Who are the rest of your running backs, Jake? Ramjet says, I traded Kupp and Gio for Robinson, and I kind of regret it after watching last night's game. I don't know. What do you think? I like Robinson a lot, right? I think Gio, I think you gave up a little bit more for Robinson, but Robinson should have a decent rest of the season schedule. So, you know, that's someone I consider RB1. Kupp and Gio, I don't consider them the ones at the position. So, you know, you definitely upgraded to a better player overall with a lot of potential. So if you have the wide receiver depth, I think you're okay. Don Blessing says, I have trust issues, Rojos or JD McKissick in the flex. That's so hard, right? Let's see who Tampa Bay plays this week. It's tough. Did Rojo, let's see. Because Leonard Fournette was kind of the guy yesterday, right? Let me see what happened with Rojo this week. It's hard for me to trust Ronald right now. I don't know. I don't know if he did bad or what happened that like Fournette got was a little bit productive. It's hard for me to trust Rojo. Maybe McKissick, especially if it's PPR, man. But I will have a better answer for you in that's one of those where, like, you know, that's my gut feeling, but I will have a way better answer for you in a few days. Maybe tomorrow. Marlo says, sorry, Dark Winter says, I have my bench: Henderson, Rojo, Booker, Madison. Who should I drop? If you had to drop one of them, I would probably drop I'd probably drop Booker or Madison here. Yeah. Marlo says, way too early, but who do you think will be the common #1 fantasy draft pick? I think it's gonna be probably gonna be Christian McCaffrey, honestly. Jacob says, I wish I got Taysom at tight end. Yeah, he was a hot commodity. Break says CMC probably, yep, for sure. David says, I'm probably weakest at running back, Higgins and Golladay being out least with Jefferson and McLaurin. Yeah. So for running back, honestly, I would maybe pick up someone like, if you want a stash that you don't need to start, maybe like a Tony Pollard or Benny Snell. Sony Michel could be an okay pick this week because we don't really know what his role is. I don't like Patriots running backs, right? But he has the potential to be RB1 for that team. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, Wayne Gallman I like a lot, like I said, right? We don't know when Devon Diggs is going to come back. We don't know the extent to his injury, so that's really hard to say. Let's see. Do you think Penny will be impactful? It's hard to say. He's one of those like deep stashes that could pay off in a few weeks, or even, you know, in the next couple of weeks. But maybe, you know, there could always be a scenario where he comes back and Chris Carson's injury is a lot worse than we think, which would make him, you know, potentially the starter for the Seahawks, which is a very valuable role. Burke says the backup running back in Seattle doesn't really do much for fantasy. Penny was good at the end of last season, but we got Carson coming back. Heidel's a very solid backup too, and Homer. Yeah, so it's definitely a big stretch, right? And that's really good. That's a really good analysis, Burke. Thank you for that. Jacob says I also wish I got that Marlon Mack. Man, there you go. Burke, he beat you to it. Jagar says Duke Johnson, Selvin, Ahmed, Hunt, Hyde, and Bernard. So that's not bad. I mean, I would probably prefer, if I were you, I'd probably take Dub and Cook there, but you're going to really pick up some guys on the waiver wire because I think your right receiver depth is going to be really weak after that. So I like Cook because he's going to be able to score a lot of points. DeAndre Hopkins is a little bit less consistent for me, so I prefer to have Dalvin Cook for those points, like consistent and like guaranteed points almost. Big T, Milk Carton, what's the name of your Christmas? I don't know if I have one. You guys should come up with one for me and maybe I'll name it. Do people normally name their Christmas trees? Big T says Cup and Woods have the most yards. Yeah, it's yards after catch for sure. Great, players for just like catches, yards after catch. Joey says a sick tree. I also want to know the name of that tree. Yeah. Guys, you guys need to come up with one, I guess, for me, right? Also, guys, quick intermission. We're doing a little shotgun beer goal tonight. If we hit 275 by the end of tonight, we'll shotgun a beer. Once we hit, the one challenge I will do for today for the next hour is that if we hit 225, every new sub we get, we'll take a shot of beer until the end of the stream. A shot of beer, unlimited from 225 and on. If we hit 300, the goal is 300 by the end of this week, but if we hit 300 by like tomorrow night, we're gonna do something fun on stream. Just an FYI. Where are we at? Robin just says, yeah, I have McLaurin, Godwin, and now Robinson coming, but I'm struggling with Arby's right now. He had a bad game, but I wouldn't be as concerned about him. I mean, obviously, we know with Taysom Hill, he's gonna take away some opportunities in the end zone, especially as a rusher, but I don't think you need to worry about it. It's Kamara, right? It's one of those guys that you have to say like if he has a bad game, it's like still a decent game for other running backs, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Daniel Harrison, what do you think about Penny's controversial fruit and leather diet? I don't know much about it actually. Maybe I need to look it up. Martin Campbell says play Benson, Baker, Marshall. I don't know. Those are not football players, are they? Ben, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's see. What do we have? So I explored Penny the past few weeks and decided against it. Yeah, and that's the thing, Davis. I agree. It's a very, very deep stash, right? It could play off, but it's a very unknown and very far reach for sure. Jagar says, what about Hopkins and Ahmed for Cook? I like that better. I don't know if the guy will take it because I don't think Ahmed will be very relevant after this week, honestly, because Gaskins might be back, right? I think he's technically back this week. Sam Morella says, is Eckler worth trading for? Absolutely, but this is probably, it's definitely, I think it's tough time. It depends what you could get for him, but since he's coming back now, this is not a good time to trade for him. Joey Campbell, thanks for the sub, my man. Big Cook and Little Cook gets my votes. Are you talking about name for the tree, or what are we talking about here? Marlo says, what's the chance from 1 to 10 Swift and Galladay playing on Thanksgiving? 10 being there for sure. I mean, I gotta give it 5 until we hear more, you know? The concussion's no joke. Galladay, I think, is still questionable, but yeah, again, you know, it's only Tuesday right now. We'll have a better idea tomorrow for sure. Can you name it Templeton Terry? Maybe. We can add that to the list of names. Milk says, can we call the Christmas tree Alan Barnes? Daniel says, call your tree Kevin and Perry Go Large. Hey guys, we got some suggestions. Maybe we'll have to take a vote on Instagram, right? Go ahead and follow Instagram. We have some interactive content on there for like polls, challenges that you guys want me to do and whatnot. So if you're on G, go feel free to do it. Yeah, there you go, Burke. Everyone, if you aren't starting, hit that button. Thanks for the advertisement, appreciate it. Temples and Terry, I subbed. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you, Joey. Milk says, do you think Pele would Newcastle get promoted this year under Bobby Remmer? Oh, for sure. I mean, hey, listen. Yes, football, right? Ramuchan says, Balash fades this week with Eckler come back. Corey Davis or Curtis Samuel to pick on Waiver. I like both. If you can get both, honestly, Ramuchan, I would. Balash absolutely fades if Eckler comes back, because that's Eckler's backfield. What do you think of Alan Shearer's top left go? You're like fifth year. Brooks, what's up, man? Welcome back. ISO, good to see you here too. Good to see some old and repeating customers. Rank Eckler, Mike Davis, and Mostert from best to worst. I'd probably go Eckler, Mostert, then Mike Davis. Also not just based on pure running backs and who's good, but also based on the teams they're on. Rick says rank Pittman, James White, Gus Edwards, 5 PPR. I would go Pittman, probably Gus, and then James White. Yeah. Rick says Eckler, Mostert, Davis when healthy, for sure, for sure. Is football the one with the round ball or the squash Chesco? The squash Chesco ball, for sure, for sure. With some laces on it. ISO says I got offered Lockett for Kenyon, Drake, and Galladay. What do you think? ISO, what are the rest of your running backs and wide receivers like here? Joe says everyone gets sub. Let's go. Let's see. Davis, Mostert, and Anthony World Thompson when injured. You know, I like Mostert. Mostert's a little fast boy. Doesn't he have like a 97 speed in Madden or something? Daniel, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. 216. 9 more subs and we unlocked the beer shots, guys. It's doable. It's very doable. Last Tuesday we had a decent amount of people. So, and also let me just double check to make sure we have the right numbers here. 216, boys. Let's see. I'd be left with Eckler and Hunt as my main 2Bs. Let me go back ISO. I mean, I like Lockett a little bit more for sure. I'm a little bit worried about your running back depth there, unless there's someone else you can pick up ISO. I don't think necessarily, like, I do like Lockett a little bit better than Galladay, but I don't necessarily think he's a huge upgrade from Galladay, right? Especially when Galladay is healthy. Robin just says Cooks and Godwin over Robinson this week. Appreciate you, but I like Robinson, guys. Like, I really like Robinson. Who did the Jags play this week? Let me see. And sorry, we're talking about Brendan Cooks, right? I think you should play Robinson over one of those guys. Bucks play the Chiefs and Texans play the Lions. I'm thinking probably Godwin and what's his face? Was it maybe Godwin and Robinson here? Sam says, is Higgins droppable and Sanders just yet? No, I would have dropped it. Hold him for another year, guys. Any of your Bengals studs, hold them right now. See what happens next week. We'll give Finley a little bit more time to get those first team reps, but hold for now. We should start a sub trade. I would love a sub trade. I don't know if I can do it on. I'm sure there's a way to do it on here. I need to figure out how, but that would be fun. ISO. It would only be RBs, Eckler, Hunt, Rojo, wide receivers, Julio, Lockett, Deontay, DJ Moore. Like, I don't love Drake, right? I guess I don't know that you necessarily need Lockett. Again, I like him better, but I'm a little bit worried about your running backs there. Milk Cards has got to be honest, the only American football player I've heard of is Allen and Robinson's Night Owls, yeah. What about Johnson? You should get some Beardo, Newcastle, Brown Arrow, and some Steam Stanleys, yeah. Wait, we only do those once we hit our goals, right? We gotta earn those beers. Wayne Gallman, see, he's good, right? I think he's gonna be a good starter for you, but the problem is if Devontae Freeman comes back, we don't really know what the deal is there. I mean, sorry, we know what the deal is there. We know he's not going to be the main guy anymore. And Wayne Gallman should be sustainable, but he's very touchdown dependent right now, so that's the only other worry. J-Rob is so tough. Oh, for sure. J-Rob, you guys gotta start. People gotta start putting some respect on his name. Allen Robinson or James Robinson? I like James Robinson, or were you clarifying? Yeah. Jake says he proposed Hopkins, Ahmed, and Bernard for Adams and Wait, Jake, put that in again. He proposed Hopkins, Ahmed, and Bernard for Adams and Bernard. One of those is wrong, right? Marlo says, glad I can drive by, but I gotta go do homework in the car on my way to Colorado for. Hey, Marlo, have fun time in Colorado. I love that state. Hopefully you guys get a little bit of snow. But yeah, good luck with your homework and good luck on the travels. Brooklyn, James White, number 3 with Burkhead done for the season. James White should have value, but Sony is coming back too, so it's just very hard for me to trust New England running backs. I think he's a worth pickup, right? Because he's gonna have that value in the backfield as a pass catching back, but beware of him. That backfield is gonna be very crowded with Sony, Harris, and James White. James White is still very, very low for sure. Aiden says James White, KJ Hamler, league winners. Very much could be, right? I like KJ a lot. I just don't like Denver's offense or Drew Lock as much right now. What do you think about Damian Harris the rest of the season? Is Damian Harris going to lose touches to Sony? There's always a chance, right? But I just think it's going to become somewhat of a committee where someone goes off 1 week, someone else goes off 1 week, right? I don't think we know exactly, unless we have any Patriots fans in here, to know if Sony's going to be the backup or starter, but it's going to be tough. Either way, like, it's still very, very hard to trust Patriots running backs, especially now that the backfield is getting way more crowded. So he very much could be. Might be down Julio, Kenny G this week. Can you choose 2 of these 3 guys? Brandon Cooks, Deontay, DJ Moore. I prefer Deontay and probably Brandon Cooks here, based off of just what I'm seeing right now. J-Rob is running back 4 in the year and full PPR for sure. Yep. J-Rob or Swift rest season? Oh, 100% J-Rob. 100% J-Rob. Roscoe, what's up? Welcome back. Yo, drop Fulgham and get Pittman. I like Pittman a little bit more than Fulgham. I think he's on a better offense and he's the number 1 option as we've seen, so I like Pittman a lot more. Lions coaches and management is 2 says. Oh, for sure. Yeah, the Lions, it always is, right? The Lions players are always kind of frustrating to own, especially running backs. J-Gar says, sorry, he proposed Hopkins, Ahmed, and Bernard for Adams and Mostert. I would not do that. I would keep Adams and Mostert here, dude. Adams is a better wide receiver. Mostert is going to be way better as a running back, and he's going to be relevant for longer than Ahmed. So I think you keep Ahmed and Mostert here. Milk Garden says, until about the age of 17, I thought the Super Bowl was about 10-pin bowling and couldn't understand why. That's pretty funny. Milk Garden, where are you from? Taysom tied as my right and is over. Should I add Jonu or Tanyan? Jonu is actually starting to get a lot more red zone targets. Right? I like Jonu's upside a little bit more. Burke says, imagine J-Rob on a good team and Swift with Goku. I know, right? I know. Imagine J-Rob on the Colts, right? That's what I'm saying. James says Swift should have been having the lead role for sure. Even Adrian Peterson said you guys should have benched me for him a long time ago. Jeremy's gotten fast and strong after his Custer's chair training. Yep. Brooks, Brooklyn. Okay, Sony will be the backup. Hey, there you go. There's one of our past fans confirming that he's gonna be the backup. Browns fan. Woods, DJ Moore, AJ Brown, Boyd, or Godwin this week? I like Godwin here. Godwin, or I think I like Godwin here. Sam says, should I propose to trade Hunt and Harris for Eckler and Sander? Other rookies are, I would keep Hunt and Harris here. Give yourself a little bit more depth. Hunt is also a very decent running back, and I don't know that Eckler is necessarily going to outperform him, so I'd rather keep the depth and Hunt here. The Browns are also in playoff contention, which could be a factor down the line. Davis says, what do you think about Moss versus season? He was taking over the backfield before the bye, not sent out the Bills, and he takes over. He's so ready. But yeah, so I think he's one of the better stashes on the waiver wire. Obviously, he had kind of a bad game right before the bye, but from what we've seen, he should be getting those touches, right? He should be getting those goal line touches, even though Josh Allen's is there. I'm not really worried as much about Singletary, so I think he's definitely a good hold in case, you know, he does officially take over the lead role going into the playoffs over the next 2 weeks. Joey says, would you rather be Moltres, Zapdos, or Articuno? Ooh, that's a good one. I think probably Moltres or Articuno for sure. Moltres and Articuno, I think both are really badass. Zapdos is cool, but he looks kind of stupid. Yui says, I'm scared about J-Rob's playoff schedule. He has 2 targets per game, but should be more optimistic. I wouldn't worry about it. He still gets the volume, right? The volume is always going to be there. You know, his floor should be about 10 points, so I don't think you should worry about him. Davis says Articuno, no question. There we go. Milk says I'm from UK. That's cool. Which part of UK are you from, Milk? Brooks says Articuno for sure. Joey says so people are thinking Articuno. Reed, what's up? Joe, J-Rob is matchup proof for sure. And you know, it's hard for anyone to score consistently like 15 plus, 20 plus points every week besides someone like a Dalvin Cook. But volume alone and his talent alone should give J-Rob a very, very solid floor every week. ACL and MCL, it's J-Rob, don't matter exactly. Would you rather watch football play with a rough cube or a slippery sphere? Slippery sphere for sure, because that'd be funny to see the ball fumble all over the place, right? The ball's gonna fumble all over the place, people are gonna be struggling to get it. 100% slippery sphere. Rough cube would just be like kind of painful to watch, kind of cringe, right? I feel like I would feel it on my end. Burke says, man, I should have started J-Rob. It pains me whenever I open the sleeper app. Who'd you start instead of J-Rob there, Burke? And is this the same team that we were talking about yesterday or a different one? Let me just respond to a few quick questions that I got here. Okay, let's see. All right, where are we at now? Higgins. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Sam says, start Wentz this week against Seahawks or go Newton as my starting. I'm not really loving Wentz. Wentz has a really good matchup, right? But let me look here. Wentz has just been underperforming, right? He's a little inconsistent for me right now. I'd probably go Cam Newton here, man. Unless you're rocking Kamara and Cook, I wouldn't bench J-Rob for sure. So yeah, I mean, no one could have predicted Burrow's injury, right? David Mig, what's up? Should I trade Gibson and Rams defense for Chubb and Steelers defense? 100%, I would do that. I would do that 100% because you're upgrading a defense and you're upgrading a running back, David. Burke says Newton, Hawks D-line looks good. DBs are healthy now. Wentz is bad under pressure. Coop Dog, what's up? When do you think Thielen will be back? Well, he just got on the COVID list, right? So that means he's gone, isn't he gone for at least 3 weeks? Let's see. Adam Thielen. Yeah, on the reserve COVID list. So that means I believe he's out for at least 3 weeks, unless I'm wrong about that. If chat, feel free to correct me. I guess it depends on whether or not, I guess if it was just close contact, he could come back, right? So we need to know whether or not he tested positive or he was just close contact. And I think we'll have a better idea maybe tomorrow or so. Higgins was just unfortunate. It wasn't even 100%. I agree. Or results go good. My dude got to go. Good stuff on here like always. Hey, thank you for coming through, man. Good luck to you this week as well, and maybe we'll see you at a different day. No, that list is just temporary. Yup. NFL Network's Tom reports Adam Thielen tested positive, then tested negative. Okay, so we don't really know just yet, right? No, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Start 3, Swift, Gibson, Eckler. We'll see if Swift actually plays, right? I do lean Gibson and Eckler right now. Well, I guess you have to see whether or not Swift or Eckler plays, right? So keep an eye on either of those because maybe you have your decision made for you right there. I like Gibson, and I would probably lean Eckler if he's healthy and back for sure. Two decks is also Cooks, Higgins, or Gio at flex. I would probably go Cooks right now to be safe because it's hard for me to start Bengals players this week unless you absolutely need to, right? I think Gio's probably fine. Higgins probably has an okay floor, but I lean Cooks here. Milk says, hey, fancy getting coffee after this? Hey, I just had some coffee right now. Do you guys drink iced coffee out there, or is that just an American thing? With some biscuits? Exactly. Brooks Brooklyn, I think he's got a tough matchup, right? I think both of them are startable. Temper your expectations. I mean, they're going against each other, right? And they're gonna have tough matchups. Gus did actually perform pretty well against the Steelers last time, but he also wasn't just like this. He wasn't the only guy. He wasn't the lead back, right? So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research into it. I think, you know, if you want to start him, go for it. This might be the only week you're gonna be able to start him. Again, depends on the rest of your running backs and their matchups as well. Davis is only iced coffee. Yeah, I love iced coffee. Samkin Evans be trusted as a Bucs wide receiver. I wouldn't call him the Bucs wide receiver one. I actually think Godwin is. Godwin's probably going to get a little bit more receptions and yards. Evans going to be a little bit more touchdown dependent, in my opinion. David says, we make a pot of coffee every night and refrigerate it next morning. Nice. So if you want to make real iced coffee, just go on Amazon. There you can get a iced coffee maker. It's just like a little, it's a big plastic container with a strainer in it. Do that because it doesn't taste that different, but you know that technically is like different than making coffee and refrigerating it. I do that. You know, you just put it in there, you let it steep overnight, and you have iced coffee for a really long time. So that's what I do. I do drink both hot and cold pretty much every day. Jagar says, could you probably propose a trade for me to improve my team? You've got Big Ben and Goff. RBs are Connor, Duke, Ahmed, Hunt, and Bernard. Wide receivers are Hopkins, Evans, Amari, Pittman. Yeah, so I think what you need to work for is a better running back. Your wide receiver depth is a little bit better, right? So maybe try and trade like an Amari and a Bernard for someone like, or even, you know, aim for someone like a JT. Aim for someone like a Josh Jacobs. Aim for someone like Aaron Jones maybe, because he's had 2 mediocre games. Yeah, I think the move here is to get you a true RB1 here, Jake. Berkshire, I think Connor, Kamara, Cook, and Harry should be benched this week. I'm worried about how Thanksgiving will affect too much turkey. You never know, right? You never know. We should do it. We should do a study on how Thanksgiving turkey affects players' performance, right? Berg says, I try to ask Evans or Amari plus Bernard and Johnson. Evans or Amari, yeah, I think that's good. You know, you have a decent amount of wide receivers, and none of them are like, you know, are superstars, but all they're kind of decent. So I think you have the ability to be able to package 2 guys up for someone with an upgrade. That's my opinion. But I like that. I like that a lot. I meant to say offer for an RB1 exactly, right? You're not gonna be able to get Jake. The thing is, you're not gonna be able to get anyone that's like huge. You're not gonna be able to get anyone that's like really good. But I think like an RB2 upside. People have been talking about Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, maybe JT. JT you could probably get on the lower end of things, so that could work for you as well. Maybe Marlon Mack. There you go. Marlon Mack, biggest sleeper of the year, right? You never know. Marlon Mack could come back out of nowhere and just wreck the league. He'll be the next broken guy like Taysom Hill was this week. Oh man, that's crazy, right? What a way to just like kind of throw a wrench into things. I mean, I got him in my in one of my leagues, and he helped me win for sure. Tim, what's up, my man? Welcome to the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, Break, you gotta step up your game, man. You did get beat with the Marlon Mack reference, unfortunately, today. I'm not upset, Burke. I'm just, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I expect you to do so much better, my man. Michael I'm finally, right? Yeah, exactly. Taysom Hill really, you know, looked to his way, and you know, we thought that maybe that was going to be the case, but hey, that was great. Taysom, I think, should continue to force it to him, and MT is finally back, so that's great. That's great for all of us. Ambi, yes, I will be streaming tonight. We'll stream, I think, after 11 p.m. PST, so roughly 5 hours from now. For sure, for sure. Dante, what's up? Welcome to the stream. My team is Kyler Murray, Diggs, DK, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Tylen Goddard, Flex Deontay Johnson, Bench Herbert, Kenny Galladay, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, McCaffrey. I'm 9-2 in a 10-man league. That's great. That's really good. That's a good team, and I can see why you're 9-2. Yeah, that's awesome, man. David says, I meant to ask you this last week before I did, but did not get a chance. What do you think about Evan Ingram this season? He got dropped in my leagues and dropped Hooper for him since I played Taysom. Yeah, so I think he's trending upwards, right? A lot of people considered him a bust earlier on, but if we look at his stats, the volume is getting there. I think Daniel Jones gets slightly better for the rest of the season. Well, hopefully he doesn't get worse. But you know, besides Philadelphia, the last 3 out of 4 games, he's got a 9, 10, and 10 targets. So I do like him a little bit better than some other tight ends that's available on the waiver wire right now. He could be a decent stash or like decent play because tight ends are all kind of iffy right now because he gets a lot more targets compared to some other tight ends for sure. What do you think about MT rest of the season? I think, you know, we've seen what it is, right? The talent was never gone, right? It's just him getting back into the flow of things. So hopefully he can get up to that wide receiver 1 status for the rest of the season. And I think there's definitely a good chance. He's getting crazy targeted numbers. He definitely is. Last week, he did not against Philly. I don't know what happened, but yeah. I also trying to pick up James White. I like James White. You know, pick him up if you have the space. It all depends on your bench, but he's one of the guys that I said you can look at for this week in my waiver wire video for sure. David says, do you like him, Hooper, or Reed best rest of the season? I can try and scoop Hooper off the waivers, probably since he had another bad week. I want to say Hooper, but Baker Mayfield's been playing kind of like trash, so I don't love that for Hooper. I would say probably Ingram or Reed. Ingram's probably going to get a lot more targets, but Reed is going to be one of the primary. Reed is going to be one of the more focal points of the offense versus Ingram, where they have a lot more weapons on the Giants' offense. So Reed might get slightly more opportunities, but I'm not super confident that he's going to be able to stay healthy for the rest of the season. That's my only thing. Berg, oh, no problem at all, man. Yeah, we're probably going to end the stream in a little bit anyways, but hey, thanks for coming by. You know, go look at your exam, and maybe we'll see you tonight, my man. Let's see. Dante says, who should I start in flex? CeeDee Lamb versus Skins, Corey Davis versus the Colts, or Crowder versus Dolphins? I like Lamb, then Davis, and Crowder here, Dante. Yeah, they see the mod gone. They're gonna get in here. I see it, Burke. Brooke says, drop 1, Lazard, Chark, Geo in 0.5. All of them are flex plays. That's tough. I'd probably lean Lazard here, even though that's probably gonna be an unpopular opinion. He's a guy that's gonna be like the biggest question mark. I just think there's a few mouths to feed in Green Bay. He has the highest ceiling, is what I'll say, right? But what I saw last week, especially with the targets, I know they played the Colts and it was a tough matchup. But what I saw last week, this week with just the volume, maybe they're easing him back in. It's a little tough. If you want something for if you want someone who's gonna potentially blow up later, I would drop Chark. But if they're playing for you, like, it's hard for me to play Lazard right away without taking a huge risk, in my opinion. Ambu says priority ad for one player: Gus, Bus, White, Gore, Moss, Singletary, Aguilar, Shepard. Ambi, do you need more wide receiver? Do you need more help at wide receiver or running back? Tim, Miles Sanders is such a disappointment. Yeah, and I'm a little bit afraid that they're going to start turning into running back by committee potentially. So that Eagles backfield is a little bit tough to decipher. You know, I think if they give him the opportunity, he'd be great. But a lot of it is just the offensive scheme, right? Trust the process. Hey man, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, no, I saw that you came through today. Hope you've been able to find some good information for you to look for some sort of video editing software. But yeah, man, are you trying to do some fantasy on YouTube as well? Tim says, yeah, I mean, you can try, right? It depends on who you can get for him. If you can get him another solid RB2 who's not in a situation where other running backs are coming into play, or you know the coach is just not willing to give you as many touches, I would do that. I would do that 100%. But it all depends on who you can get. Amy says, need help in flex. PPR right now, I have Gio and Boyd on the bench. We're afraid to start either without Boyd. Without Burrow. Yeah, I agree. I think Gio's a better start. I would probably start someone else if you can, Ambi. Who else do you have? Tim says, start Swift, McKissick, Fournette, Ackman, Montgomery, or Eckler if healthy this week. I like Eckler if he's healthy. I like Ahmed if he's if Gaskin doesn't come back, and then we'll say Montgomery just based off of the matchup. Fournette and the whole Rojo thing is too hard. It's gonna be week to week, I think. You know, we haven't seen them both produce at the same time in the same game, and there's no way that we can predict who's gonna be there, right? So I personally wouldn't take the risk if I didn't need to, and you have a few different options that you can have. Oh, PPR, McKissick is really good. McKissick, yeah, for sure. He is very good, right? He gets a lot of targets, and I like him. They are playing the Cowboys this week, which I expect Gibson to be involved with a little bit more. I think they're going to get up ahead. I think they're going to run it down their throats with Gibson, so McKissick will probably get a little bit less volume. At least that's what my gut feeling is. For sure, not a bad play, right? I think he's an RB2 rest of the season. It's just that, you know, do we go for guys who are a little bit more higher upside, who are like the leading running backs that can get us more touchdowns and potentially more yards? But I agree with you, Dave. It's 100%. I love McKissick. I think he's a great RB2 rest of the season. Jackie says, Galman, Gus, Gore, that's the right play. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Gore, but he's worth a pickup in case. Because we don't actually know if P. Ryan's going to be out this week. So that's something to consider for sure. Trust the process says, yeah, I just started my channel. I just went live. Hey, good luck with it, man. Good luck with it. It's a tough game, but it's definitely fun. P. Ryan went on IR? Okay, for sure. So if you want to IR, I think it's fine. I still don't love what I've seen from Gore earlier this season. Like, he never impressed or wow when he was that leading back, right? I think we gotta, you know, I don't think the ceiling's super high, but I like him just because he will be the lead most likely, and he gets 10 plus touches a game. So that alone is worth like a low end flex play in my opinion. Amy says, oh, Daniel, I wanted to pick somebody from those lists above to start in. Oh, gotcha. So you want us in place to start instead of Gio or Boyd. So let me go up again. So if you were talking about the waiver guys, I would probably start I'd be fine probably starting Aguilar or Shepard. You could even start Gus this week. I know he has a bad matchup, but guys, what do I always say about division games? It doesn't make sense. So maybe Gus goes for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. We don't know. Brooks, you like the music? Nice. Yeah, I've been getting actually a lot of compliments on the music. It's honestly the same music that I've been playing for a while, but it's a nice little playlist. I like it for sure. Of course, this week was everyone banking on P. Ryan to break. I know, right? That's right, because everyone said that he was gonna be the guy to go to for you know, he like they said that they deemed him to be the lead back, and then he's gone. So that's fantasy for you, right? That's fantasy for you. Crystal Process says, any advice on video content, how to get more subs? You know, you just gotta make quality content, make sure your audio's good. Audio, I would say, is more important than video, but make sure audio and video are good, and then just be able to provide good content and be consistent with your uploads. It's a grind. It takes up a lot of effort, but you know, put in the effort and you can do it. Jackie says, what are your thoughts on the conflict of interest starts at any defense when they play the Texans twice? So Jackie, are you saying like, what do you do when you have the Indies defense but like you have Texans players? Amy says, good music to vibe. Yeah, for sure, I like it. Like earlier in streams, I like to play stuff with a little bit more, you know, beat to it, a little bit more tempo. But late nights, you guys know what we like. Tonight for the waiver wire camping, we'll probably do something super chill. But always down to, you know, change up the music by request. Mob GG, what's up? Trade Kamara, AB for Lamar, Deontay, and Waller. Full PPR. Jacob says fantasy can be frustrating, for sure. It's always frustrating, dude. It's always frustrating. So trade Kamara, AB for Lamar, Deontay. I would honestly probably keep Kamara, AB here, Mob. Try and find another. Who else do you have for quarterback? Because I would either, you know, I'm kind of curious who your QB2 is, or like, I mean, you have to have a quarterback now, right? Who else is available on your waivers? But I kind of like Kamara, AB here a little bit more. And who else is your tight end, I guess, right? You have Tua. Who's your tight end? I'll play some Exhibition, bro. So I gotta be careful with what music I play because YouTube just like snipes you with the copyrights. They like know somehow. So I need to be really careful with the type of music I play. What's up, Ernest? How you doing? Just kidding, might be a little much. So Jack, I'll get you a question in a second. Andrews, I kind of think, can you pick someone else up from the waivers for a QB? I mean, if you absolutely need it, I think that's okay, but like you're kind of left with both Andrews and Waller, and like obviously Waller's gonna be good for you, Lamar's gonna be good for you, but I would rather have Kamara and AB honestly at my sort of like skill positions. Jackie, so yeah, if it does, not necessarily, right? As we saw this week, Indy's defense did really well, especially against the Packers, but Rodgers and Devontae Adams still feasted, right? So it's not always going to be a correlation to one doing well, one not doing well. If you have studs, start them, right? You can still have like Watson or like Cooks connect for like say a 70-yard touchdown. That's going to bring the Colts down a little bit, but then the Colts might come in with a few sacks or like a pick six or, you know, safety, something like that. They're going to be able to find a way to get you the points back. So I don't think necessarily you need to worry about starting Texans. MB says, yep, fantasy can be frustrating. Look at all Bengals players, the value is gone without. I don't say one gone, but definitely decreased and like took a dive. I heard Burrow can miss the 2020. I haven't heard that. Maybe. It's everything I heard says that he should be back by next year. So I guess we'll see, right? Let's see. Depends on recovery, Jacobs for sure. Could be back beginning of the season, mid-season, or not at all. Yeah, his injury was pretty bad. Yeah, and guys, what did we say last week, right? I've been talking about this for a few weeks now. I said, hey, I really don't like how many shots and like sort of the how big of shots he's been taking. Like some of those look painful. And I said, man, they need to figure out their own line soon, or else they're gonna have another Andrew Luck situation on their hands, and they kind of do now, right? So that's tough. That's tough. Sam says start Evans, Ayuk, Higgins, Pittman, Chark, Rieger, Chark, or Galladay is healthy. Standard pick 2. I would probably go Ayuk or Pittman, or Evans and Ayuk here. Sam, you have a lot of wide receivers there. David says, I told my fiance we're just talking about his online. Are you sure? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure, right? I mean, we weren't gonna predict it, and we didn't really predict it, so I'm not gonna be like, yo, we told the future, but you know, we have been talking about that for a few weeks as a topic of saying like, hey, listen, we've gone through this before, we've seen what happened. I feel very bad for him. Dempy, what's up? Not working tonight, spending some time with the family, with a wife. Stop by for a like. See you Saturday, boys. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate you coming by, dude. Dave says, I'm a hop off though. Got family time for Thanksgiving week for sure. Hey, thank you for coming by. You know, we'll see you at a later. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. But we'll definitely get another stream this week. This weekend. But thank you for stopping by, dude. Yeah, I'll figure out Thursday. Thursday's gonna be a iffy one because everyone's gonna be at Thanksgiving. But we'll see. Yeah. Peace, Davis. Poop Dog says, hi, my wide receivers are Godwin, Thielen, Ridley, and Cooks. Higgins, so you have Godwin, Thielen, Ridley, Cooks, and Higgins, and rubbies are Carson, Zeke, Godwin, Demi Hiss. Would you trade any of those wide receivers for Aaron Jones? I would. I don't know who you can get for him at this point. You can try and, I mean, you have a lot of wide receivers, right? You can try and maybe trade Cooks and Higgins for him. I think if you can't get Aaron Jones, you should talk to the owner and see what they want for Aaron Jones. I don't know that they'll take Higgins right now, which is going to be tough for you, right? But you definitely have the depth to be able to afford giving away a wide receiver if you need to. MB says, would you drop Wentz for a waiver wire pick that I told you before? Do you see Wentz improving? Something really wrong with him? I have Cam. I don't think I can see him improving, but I don't personally have the patience to hold on to him right now, right? Let's pull up Wentz right now. So he hasn't been doing very well. The thing is, he has the opportunity to go off, right? He has the opportunity to go big, and I think the potential is there. I just don't think they've been doing very well. That being said, I mean, he has a good matchup this week, right? Against Seattle, so he could do well. I think Cam is okay. I don't love either as like a solid QB1 moving forward. That's the only problem. So I would keep maybe if you don't need one of the waivers, but if you feel like you need that depth or you need someone at a flex, then you should drop one of your QBs because you should only really be stashing 2 QBs if one of them can be a good backup for you, right? But if you don't feel comfortable in Wentz, then what's going to happen is if Cam gets injured, you're probably going to pick up another quarterback, right? So at that point, you might as well just drop Wentz. Kudak says, I just talked to him because he's my friend. I don't think he wants Cooks or Higgins. So would you trade one of the top 3 for Aaron Rodgers? You could trade. Yeah, you could, right? I mean, I think you have a good wide receiver core. After that, you would be getting a lot back in Aaron Rodgers. So I definitely would. Jake says, should I trade Connor and Ahmed for Jacobs? I like Jacobs a lot better. I think Connor's going to turn it back around, but I do like Jacobs a lot. I think you're giving up a little bit more. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be Connor versus Jacobs, right? So it depends on who you like better. I think Jacobs is still going to, Jacobs is going to be a little bit more consistent for me for the rest of the season. Jose, what an upset, right? Jose, that was a close game. I thought the Raiders had it. And I thought the Raiders had it, and I thought they were going to get it, but just letting Kelsey be wide open. If that's the game we're talking about, that was not good. What are the 3 for Jones then? Ask him to pick. I think all of them are good. I prefer to probably keep Ridley and Thielen if you can. So maybe give him Godwin for Jones. Jackie, is the Browns honestly a good rest of the stash and play? Solid matchups regular season, Giants, Jets? I think they can be, right? They definitely can be. They lost Denzel Ward. I don't know for how long. I need to look that up, but that's going to be a big catch at them. The thing is, they weren't really known for their, picks turnovers. They're more known for the sacks, right? So against Jacksonville, I think it'll be great. Tennessee, I mean, they have Tennessee and Baltimore, right? I don't know if I would feel super comfortable starting them, but I definitely like the New York Giants and New York Jets stash. I think you comfortably start them in the playoffs if you get out of the round 1 for sure. But I think I saw somewhere that Denzel Ward is injured. Let me see. I'll look it up right now. Yeah, it looks like he had a calf strain and he's going to be missing several weeks, possibly 3 or 4. So that's a big hit to their defense. So it's not great. Sam says Michael Pittman Jr. rest of the season thoughts. I like him a lot. He had his breakout game. I think he's doing nothing but trending up right now. You know, to me, I think he is gonna be the Colts' new wide receiver 1. And Rivers likes to target him a lot. So it makes me feel a lot better that he finally hit the end zone. You know, so I like him a lot, and I think yeah, I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for him. You know, I'm not even just saying that as a Colts fan, but I really do like him a lot. What are your thoughts, Sam? Were you able to pick him up? And man, guys, maybe we made the goal a little too let's see, we might have made the let's see, 11. There we go. We were maybe a little bit too optimistic, but and after there we go. Colts D set and forget. That's what I think. You know, that's what I've been telling people. Everyone was so worried about the Titans, the Ravens, the Packers, and I'm like, guys, this is the #1 defense in the league, right? There's a reason that they're able to score a lot. Don't drop them, right? If they do well against the Packers, which I think is their only big challenge for the rest of the year, then it's a set and forget, right? Look at the rest of the schedule. There's no one else I'm afraid of that I think is more lethal than the Packers. So 100% think they're just set and forget. If you picked them up, great. You don't have to worry about defenses for the rest of the season. Yeah, picked him up this past week. Good. That's good. I like Pittman a lot. I think he's I think he's, you know, the targets were a little worrisome this week, but he still found the end zone. And by watching the game, you know, it looked a lot like Rivers wanted to go for him. So, yeah. Crockerman, man, what's up? Glad you made it. I absolutely love Pittman, but he only got 3 targets last week. I'm pretty sure they were all early in the game, weren't they? They were, right? Here's the reason. It was a lot of game script. They exploited the Packers don't have a good run defense, right? So they exploited that, and they literally just ran it down the field with JT. And hey guys, JT bounce back game, right? So they didn't really need Pittman as much. He still found the end zone, so that's what we were saying earlier. The targets weren't great, but I still think he's going to be one of Rivers's top targets moving forward. So I like him. Chilwell says, "Yo, Rodrigo PPR favorite season. Only asking. They're making it. Sorry, what are you asking here, Chilwell? Are you asking if Rodrigo is a good kicker for the rest of the season?" Thoughts on Goddard? I think he's gonna still get the targets, right? I think he's gonna get the volume. It's not great that he's gonna have a lot of mouths to compete with, but he's probably a better option than a lot of the waiver wire Titans right now, Sam. Crackerman, oh, for sure. It's all game script, right? We can't expect, like, they just didn't need to throw, so they didn't need to. And that's the thing, is the Colts are a honestly pretty frustrating team to follow on fantasy, because, you know, they're doing the right thing, right? They're just trying to win, so they're going with the hot hand, they're going with the game script, and that's what they're doing to win. Jackie says, if someone had the Browns over Colts, I would have won them. If I had the Browns over, but the Colts did more than normal. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't beat yourself over that, right? Like, the Colts did more than what we thought they were gonna do. The Browns definitely went off this week. Chilwell says Young Ho or Rodrigo. Sorry for misspell. They're both great. I think they're both great. I'm a Colts fan. I like Rodrigo a lot. I think he's gonna get a lot of opportunities. I think they're honestly like very, very similar. So pick who you like better. I like the Colts offense slightly more, especially if Julio's out. But I mean, here's what I say. Koo gets a lot of looks, right? The Falcons offense stalls a lot, and he gets a lot of those 40 plus 50 yards field goals. With Rodrigo, they like to go for it on fourth, so he's not gonna have as many opportunities. So flip a coin and see who you like, but it's gonna be week to week. I don't think one's gonna like outperform the other one by a large margin. Sam says, I love me some young way. There we go. Viking ship equals GOAT 100%. Jake says, should I start Goff over Big Ben? I'm not a huge fan of Goff. He's a little inconsistent for me. And how did he do this week? He did well this week, right? He's just a little too inconsistent for me, man. I mean, he had 10 points the last 2 games. I like Ben a little bit more, right? Ben, if we look at his stats, Ben is a little bit more consistent. So, I mean, I guess this week we have Baltimore, right? How did he do last time? Last time against Baltimore, he had 15 points. Let me think about this. I still kind of lean Big Ben a little bit just because he's a little bit more consistent, honestly. Ernest says, do I sit Lamar? What are your other options, Ernest? Chill for sure. Thanks for coming by, dude. If you like the channel, you know, definitely feel free to sub for, you know, all of our future streams. We stream a lot throughout the week. Robinson or Gibson this week, or Jacobs? I like, oh, that's a good one. Gibson has a really good matchup. I like Robinson a lot. Who's the other guy? Robinson, Gibson, or Jacobs? I kind of lean Robinson and Jacobs here. I think they're just overall better running backs. Chilwell says Claypool set and forget rest. I don't know if it's exactly set and forget, but you can probably feel good about him for most of your matchups. Very, very close to that set and forget territory. But still, a lot of mouths to feed. There are going to be times where he just doesn't get the production. Jackie says, I love how someone in my league gets to hold both Yahoo and Blankenship in 8-team 4-man. Really? That's bold. I mean, as good as those 2 guys are, I would not hold 2 kickers ever. There's no point. He's gonna tear his hair out for and wanting to, like, not knowing who to start, you know. Sam says Jacobs versus season thoughts with easy schedule. I love Jacobs. He was my buy low from a few weeks ago, and I think he's gonna continue to produce. He gets some of the highest volume that you know, if we're running back in the league, so I like him a lot. Stafford, Ryan, or Carr? And let me just go back to you, Sam. So let me see. Where was your last message? Sorry, Sam. I'm not finding your last message. Can you repeat the quarterback question again, Sam? How am I missing your last message? Yeah, repeat your question again. Sorry about that, Sam. I don't see your message. Or sorry, oh, it's Ernest. That's what it was. That's why. Okay, Ernest. So let me see, Ernest. So do I see Lamar, Stafford, Ryan, or Carr? Carr does have a nice matchup, right? I like Carr slightly more than Lamar, honestly. Slightly more. Brooke says J.K. Dobbins. I don't like J.K. Dobbins. A lot of people are super hyped over him, but I'm honestly not a big fan of J.K. Dobbins, you know? He's too inconsistent for me. By the time he gets back, I just don't know if he's actually going to be that good. And here's my question to you, right, Brooks? If he comes back for week 13, would you be comfortable starting him in your first round playoff game? That's what you got to ask yourself that. KMI says Juden or Taysom Hill. Let me see who they're playing this week. They're honestly pretty equal in my hand. I kind of like Taysom Hill because he seems like the more efficient rusher. You know, he's not just like trying to bully his way in a heavy package at the goal line. He's actually like running it from out, like, with a lot of QB options. I kind of like Taysom there. We said last week, hey, you know, yellow it. Let's go with Taysom, so we can say we started Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill that one week where he was a tight end. So I kind of like Taysom here. Jackie, his team is good enough where he doesn't have to. That's okay. Well, that's annoying, but you know what? It is what it is, right? Chilwell says, when Eckler comes back, do you think he'll 50-50 with Balaj? I own Balaj. I think he's going to take it most. I think he's the starting running back, unfortunately. There's a reason why Balaj was on the practice squad before, right? Jackie says, healthy enough. Yeah, for sure. Trust the process. Hey, welcome back, man. Welcome back. But yeah, I like Taysom Hill. I think he's going to be a fun quarterback to play, start. You know, we'll see what happens when Drew Brees actually comes back. But hey, if he continues to get the load, very, very fun guy to have, in my opinion. So I don't hate it, you know. All right, you guys, we'll leave the stream up for about like another 5-ish minutes, and we'll end it. I will be back tonight at 11 PST. But you know, unfortunately, we didn't hit our 225 sub goal for this one. But we'll reinstate the challenge for later tonight. Once we hit 225, every new sub we get, we'll do a little shot of beer until infinity. So, you know, tell your friends, tell your family, your cousins, exes, everybody. Let's have a fun waiver wire camping night tonight. And for those of you that don't attend it, we do you know, 11 p.m. PST until pretty much like whenever, until waiver is clear, and we have just kind of a chill time vibing to some waiver wire. So yeah, feel free to come through tonight. Hills like camo for sure. He seems like he's a little bit more explosive though. Luke, what's up, man? Oh, hey, yo, how many O's are we? What's our O count? We have five O's there. I didn't count it last time, but Luke, I'm expecting 6 the next time. How are you doing tonight, Luke? We're nearing the end of the stream here, just kind of hanging out and going over last minute questions here. Bunch of people have 2 defenses stashed, which yeah, I can see that towards the end of the, towards getting closer to the playoffs, right? And unfortunately, it is what it is, but it is definitely annoying. I agree with you. If Galladay is Galladay starting? If not, Marvin Jones good start. I think either one of those guys have like good potential. I don't think Stafford's gonna bust again, right? So, you know, those guys are like decent, like wide receiver twos. I like those starts. Is there any news on Terry or Kyler? Not yet, I don't think. At least not that I know of, Luke. I think Kyler should be okay though. He might run less, but I think he's still gonna throw. Sam says, thoughts on my top contenders squad. You have Murray, Herbert, Cooks, Jacobs, Balaj, Madison, Duke Johnson, Woods, Claypool, Thielen, Myers, tight end Jonnu Smith, Fant. I think that's good. I would maybe try. I don't know if you can still trade, but I would maybe Cooks, Jacobs. You're gonna need a solid flex next, right? Because Balaj is gonna be irrelevant soon. Madison is not really relevant unless, you know, Cook goes down. Duke Johnson I don't like. Your wide receivers are decent as well, so I think you're okay. You know, definitely could have that one extra power play at either wide receiver or running back, but otherwise it's decent. Chilwell says bench Julio. I wouldn't unless he's injured. Like, he's one of those guys that you can't really bench. He's not going to be super consistent every week, but he's a stud that you shouldn't bench unless you absolutely need to. Let's see. I'm sorry, Julio. Oh, for sure. It's just one of those guys, right? That's the second place team in my league. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think it's strong, right? It's very, very strong. I just think that third option isn't quite as strong, but it's there. Chilwell, thanks for coming by. Let's see. Navja, what's up? If Jarvis Landry worth a big, I definitely think he is. There's a lot of issues with Baker and just that passing game right now. He's worth a stash, right? And unfortunately, I don't know that like we're gonna see much. I mean, Baker's just very inconsistent, right? Jarvis should still be one of the priority targets for Baker, but if he doesn't throw well or if he doesn't throw a lot, that doesn't mean much, right? So definitely worth the stash. He's probably better than some other guys, but it depends on if you need someone as a stash or if you need someone as like a as someone that you know, you need to play right away in the flex. I don't know that I would trust Jarvis right now. 219 subs. Let's see. It looks like I just lost one, but hey, yeah, we're at 218, so that's more than we started today. So that's always good, right? We gotta grind a little bit every day and get a few more subs. But thank you all for thank you all to the new subs today. You know, we're slowly creeping up, and we're gonna try and hit 300 by the end of the week if we can. All right, we'll leave it up for another 2 minutes to see if you have any more questions. If not, we will be back tonight at 11 p.m. PST. If you have any questions in the meantime, just go ahead and, you know, comment in one of these videos. Otherwise, yeah, hope you all can join the stream later. We'll see if we stream tomorrow night. Our normal schedule is Thursday nights, but Thursday is going to be a little tough with Thanksgiving, and I'm sure everyone's going to be spending time with their families. So we'll do at least some more stuff this weekend. We'll just have to figure out exactly when. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. If not, we will end things soon. Thank you all for coming through, you know, and asking all these great questions. It was good. It was a very, very informative stream, in my opinion. All right, Sam. All right, Ernest. Good to see you guys. All right. Well, I guess we'll end this stream here, but hopefully see some of you guys tonight. If not, we'll see y'all soon. All right, peace, guys.